What up, you goobers? And today we have some very terrible news that we're covering. There are 530 Rioters being laid off from their jobs at Riot. And so today we're going to go through this article. I've already read it. I'm going to try to give you guys, some of these paragraphs I will read verbatim, but I want to give you guys a little bit of the cliff notes and kind of look at this from the perspective of a TFT player. Because some of you guys might be wondering when you're watching this, they're cutting a lot of jobs. Does that mean we're going to get less content? What's the future of the game? What's the future of what's going on here? So I'll mainly be focusing on that. But obviously, before we get into that, I just want to say a few words about, this just sucks, man. For everyone affected, you to 530 people losing their jobs. I mean, that's just terrible. And, I've been playing League for 10 years, and TFT for the past, however long it's been out since set one. I don't know, 5 years, something like that. And these games have truly changed my life. Especially TFT. It's such an important, integral part of my life. It's a big passion of mine. And it just makes me so happy that I can, wake up every day and there'll be new stuff going on with TFT or, every week or whatever. And so if there's any Rioters watching this video who has even touched League or TFT, I just want to say thank you for all the work that you've done for the game. And I think I speak for every TFT player. Like, we just appreciate the fuck out of you guys. And it just sucks that some of you guys are losing your jobs. And I know, we're going to get into the article. Like, a lot of these people aren't, the TFT is not really getting many cutbacks or anything like that. But people at Riot move around a lot. So I just want to say thank you to anybody who has ever worked on either of these games and is being let go today, because you have really made a difference in my life and difference in millions of people's lives around the world. So anyways, with that out of the way, let's get into it. So I'm not going to really read this article. As we said, 530 people roles have been left. That's about 11% of the global Rioters. And they do say here that this is not like a quarterly thing. This is not trying to appease investors. They're just refocusing and rechanging their plan. And we'll get into what that means here. So we're doubling down on games at the center. And so the games at the center are going to be League of Legends, Valorant, Teamfight Tactics, and Wild Rift. Notice we're not seeing Legends Runeterra or the Riot Forge games. We'll get more on that later. So our strategy will be more tightly integrate esports, music, entertainment with our games. Esports isn't just about competition. It's about the highs, lows, and the communities that flourish around the game. Entertainment isn't just about storytelling. It's a gateway to deeper narratives, characters, worlds that enrich the game experience. As we've grown, some of our efforts have become more isolated. We aspire to more seamlessly blend gameplay, competitive excellence, narrative depth in ways that truly make it better, whether it's the next hit from KD8, the story unfolding in Arcane, the intensity of a TFT Open, the one-of-a-kind chills of Worlds Games Finals, and or the electric atmosphere of Val Champions. Our focus is on quality, impact, unified experiences for players around the world. So this is very good news, like this article, for TFT players, because they are now putting TFT right next to their big titles with Valorant, League of Legends, and then Wild Rift is super big for mobile players, especially in Asia. So like Teamfight Tactics is being recognized as one of their core main titles, deserved, as they should. And honestly, this isn't a shock to me. I've noticed over the past, if you guys have seen over the past 2 years, TFT's, their team has like really grown. They got their own building. We got the big Vegas Open. You can really tell Riot really believes in TFT, and I totally believe in TFT. I think they've gotten way better at monetizing it with Little Legends and all that good stuff too. That's a different conversation for a different day, but they're making money back on it now. You can tell, and like, TFT, I think, has a really bright future. So, and Riot sees it that way as well. So that's great for us. Beyond the live titles, we have projects in the pipeline that we can't wait to get to you. Project L, which is the fighting game, has been making progress. We're looking more opportunities for you to try out that game. Stay tuned for more updates coming this year. Arcane Season 2. And then plus we have a number of projects cooking in various stages of R&D, like the MMO. So no cutbacks from the fighting game, it looks like here. Not really talking about that. They're still pumping that out, still getting it ready. Arcane Season 2, still on track. And, they don't explicitly say the MMO, but you already know they're still working on the MMO. So our volume of releases will never be massive. We want everything to deliver to be something that you can be proud of and excited to share with your friends. I truly believe that. I truly believe that. I mean, everything Riot releases is pretty good usually. So from a product perspective. So let's talk about Legends of Runeterra. Unfortunately, Legends of Runeterra is where a lot of the cuts are going to be, and Riot Forge. So as LR continues its journey, we're making changes to move the game towards sustainability. We know there's a passionate community who absolutely love this game. We do too, despite critical achievements, the role it's played in helping build out the world of Runeterra. LOR has done so much for TFT and League. and the MMO. It's just like built out the lore so well. Like I knew about Yone because I played LOR, and I knew about Yone a whole year before he got it released, just because there was a card called Yone. He looked nothing like he does now, but you know, he was different. But just the reality is, and they say it here, you know, Legend of Runeterra is not making money. You know, it has faced financial challenges since launch, costing significantly more to develop and support it than it generates. And look, guys, this is just business, and it sucks. But especially with like newer industries, like gaming is like still relatively new. Esports especially is very new. You know, a lot of money comes in at the beginning. These companies grow. It's all of these tech companies. They grow, they get really big, they get really bloated, they get really excited to do a lot of things. And then at some point, you got to tighten it up. You know, same thing happened with a lot of these social media websites like Twitter, etc. You know, these companies get really big. They have a lot of projects going. And then at some point, you have to tighten it up because, you know, we're not in the honeymoon phase anymore. We're not in the like infinite growth phase anymore. We're in the like, hey, we need to make some money and have some sustainable path forward. So, you know, a lot of that stuff is happening and that sucks. And so a big story here as well is we're ending new game development under Riot Forge. So Riot Forge won't be a thing anymore. After the release of Bandle, a League of Legends story. So this is like the Echo game came through Riot Forge, the Mage Seeker game, you know, all those games came through this, the Song of Nunu. So they're not going to be doing this anymore. So expect to be very few or no releases of small Riot games. It's just focusing back onto, again, the main titles, which is League of Legends, Valorant, TFT, Wild Rift, and then they have some things in the pipeline like Project L, the fighting game. And then they say a few projects, but we all know the MMO is there and a couple other there. So again, guys, this just sucks. And again, if you're a TFT player, this does not affect you at all. In fact, this is just, if you're a TFT player, just from the player perspective, obviously this is bad news, but you should be excited about the future of TFT because they've been growing their team every year. And we just had our biggest event. It seems like Worlds gets bigger every time we do it. And it seems like Riot really believes in TFT as like holistically as an entertainment product. I don't think the esports will ever be as big as League or Valorant or anything like that. Just think it's hard. But like the just total fandom around TFT, like, you know, it's like cute, it's fun, it's casual, but also sweaty, you know, like there's so much cool stuff with TFT, and Riot really believes in it as much as we do too. It seems that way. So really sad news, but you know, looking bright for TFT. Put your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to read it. I'll see you guys on the next